Learning, most of the times, has a bad rap to it. This is very valid because most people view learning to be hard and uninteresting. You might believe that too. And I, to be honest, was there before, and I really did not enjoy learning. But now, let's just say it's a different story. And there are various reasons as to why people might find learning uninteresting, and reasons include using educational methods that may not cater to your individual learning styles or interests, which may lead to disengagement and boredom. This is because, as a learner, if you don't find the learning material relevant or stimulating, you're less likely to be interested in the learning. Another reason is the fear of failure, which can create anxiety around the learning process, making it seem more challenging than it actually is. Something else is the lack of motivation. Without a clear purpose, learning can feel like a chore rather than a rewarding experience, because when a person does not see the value or relevance of what they're learning, they're less likely to invest effort in the process. Other reasons can include negative past experiences with learning, complexity of the learning materials, and external pressure such as societal expectations and parental influences, among many other reasons. However much these reasons can be valid, addressing the perceptions by redesigning the learning experiences to be more engaging, relevant, and personalized can help people overcome barriers to learning and develop a positive attitude towards the process. So, why exactly is this important? Like, why should we put so much value in learning? Well, it is because learning is like a key that unlocks the doors of understanding and enlightenment, which broadens our horizons and allows us to see the world through different lenses, whether it's exploring the world of science, of history, or immersing ourselves in the beauty of art. Learning enriches our lives in countless of ways. But it's not just about acquiring knowledge, it's about the journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Each lesson learned, each skill mastered, brings us closer to realizing our full potential. Learning challenges us to push our boundaries, confront our fears, and embrace new possibilities. Perhaps the most beautiful aspect of learning is its ability to inspire wonder and curiosity. It's about asking questions, seeking answers, and never losing that childlike sense of awe. So, let us embrace the beauty of learning, for it is not just a means to an end, but a lifelong adventure filled with joy, growth, and endless possibilities. Hello guys, and welcome to yet another video. This is Grateful Planet and I am your host, Favor Shali. As always, I am very much excited to be here with you guys to share with you what I'm about to share with you, and it is my true hope that you are doing very good and you're doing fine. So, like I mentioned earlier in the start of the video, learning can indeed become difficult and boring sometimes, and especially when you are doing it by yourself. This is because there's no one there to monitor you or to make sure you're not being distracted, which means you are prone to be distracted. There's so many distractions that you have to deal with, and it's on a personal level because there's no one there to tell you, don't do this, don't do this. It's just you and your study session. You feel me? It's easy for the distractions to take you away from the learning process. For me, for instance, some of the major distractions when I self-study are things like social media and watching television, and also just catching up with friends and family. And I have learned ways on how to deal with the distractions. It's not part of this video. I will definitely share with you in the coming videos. That being said, I really value learning, and as a result, despite the distractions and how it can become difficult sometimes and all that, I actually took it upon myself to find ways on how I can make learning more enjoyable and actually be willing and excited to do it. So after constant trials and experiments with different learning styles and all that, I came up with some ways that actually work well for me, and those ways are what I want to share with you guys today, and hopefully With that, you will be able to also use these ways if you feel like it, so that they can help you as well when you start your learning journey, because I believe learning has the power to change your life, literally. Knowledge is power. These are the ways I made learning anything more enjoyable for me. Number one, setting the mood. So what do I mean by setting the mood? Just like you have heard it, that's the case. Like making the environment or your surroundings more nice for you, that keep you in a very good mood, favorable for your learning process, making you feel good before you start learning. Studies show that if you're in a good mood or in positive emotions, you are more likely to enjoy your learning process. And this is because good moods are associated with improved attention, focus, motivation, and retention of information. That being said, personally speaking, I like to set the mood before I start my learning process. Whatever it is I want to study for that day, I have to set the mood. It's like rituals I have to do each day before I start learning something. So I like to start by taking a nice warm shower, very nice warm shower. Then I spray myself some nice fragrance, some nice perfume, one of my favorites, or any of my perfumes that I have. I like to do that, because I find that there's something about freshening up and then coupled up with the perfume on top of it that is very therapeutic, that keeps me on a good mood all the time. So when I freshen up after taking a great shower, and then I also spray myself one of my favorite perfumes, wow, I feel like I can conquer the world, like I can take on anything. Nothing can come in my way. So that is one way I actually set the mood right before I start learning. Something that goes hand in hand with that is the next point, putting on something comfortable. So after freshening up and spraying your favorite perfume or your whatever it is you like spraying that smells nice and gives you that good mood, I like putting on something very fitting, something comfortable, because learning in itself is not so easy, let's be honest. So I like to give my body the ease it deserves, like it needs to breathe. So I'll have something baggy on, something that is, loosely fitting. I don't put on things that are tight or things that are uncomfortable, because I want my body to feel free. And so that is one of the things. The other thing I like to do, be comfortable in what I wear, loosely fitting outfits like this one. You see, it's a very loosely fitting outfit. It makes me breathe. I can move around, it's so nice. Just that give me room and space, because I don't want my clothing to add on to the dis-ease of my learning process. Something else that I like to do that makes me enjoy the learning process is lighting a candle, guys. I don't know. There's something about lighting a candle that gets me every time. When I light a candle, I feel like there's this great atmosphere that gives me calm and, ease. And it's very therapeutic. Let me know down below if you know what I'm talking about. So I like lighting a candle, whether it's daytime, nighttime. I like lighting candles. My husband knows that. Every time when I go to the supermarket, most of the times I like to come back with different types of candles, different fragrances of candles, etc. Like I like candles. They give me some very beautiful, calm scents. So there is that. That actually really helps me to, study. Something else, I also like using music. Sometimes I prefer my silence and I don't like any sounds at all. But sometimes I also like to play some nice background soft music. Can be jazz, can be lo-fi. Very, very soothing and nice, some nice background music that you can find. You can find so much on the internet, on YouTube. Just Google nice study music, you will find them. So I like to listen to some nice music when I study, or silence. Again, depends on the mood. I listen to myself. That's the point, and you should too. Finally, I like to start with coffee. There's something about coffee, a cup of coffee before I start my study sessions, or before I become productive or whatever in each day. I just like making myself a cup cup of coffee and, just sipping it a little bit while I study and all that. So that, I feel like, has also helped me a lot, really, when it comes to studying, because there's something about coffee that just gives me that sense of, I can conquer the world, I can do every activity and all that. Coupled up with the caffeine in the coffee, that gives me an extra boost in attention. So I'm more focused, I am more productive, if I can say, and it gives me so much alertness when I'm doing my studies, as well as hydrating. Like when I take coffee, I also have some water with me. From time to time I drink water. Hydrating is also very good. So when it comes to setting moods, those are the things that I like to do when I like to put the mood right for myself so that I can study enjoyably. I like to make myself comfortable when I study. And it's up to you to know yourself and know what works for you. Try your best to experiment, try different things and see what works well for you. So the next point is time blocking, taking breaks, and rewarding yourself. Time blocking is actually a strategy in time management where you schedule out every part of your day. And for me, I find that when I do time blocking, it actually adds structure to my studying process, because now I'm able to even, take breaks. How I do it is I set specific time frames to my study sessions. Like, let's say I want to study this particular thing in this amount of time. Like, let's say I'm studying XYZ in 4 hours. How time blocking works is you will say, I will study for 1 hour. After every 1 hour, I take a short break. After every 1 hour, I take a short break. It's very important to take breaks, because as human beings, our concentration span doesn't last very long. And research shows that taking breaks anywhere from 5 to 6 minutes during the study session refreshes your brain and body, which increases your energy, productivity, and focus. So for me, for instance, I like to take breaks, intentional breaks. I set an alarm, and when the alarm goes off, when it rings, I stop what I'm doing and take a break. And I also time my break, like maybe 30 minutes. And during the break, you can have a snack, you can take a walk, do whatever energizes you. So time blocking has really worked well for me, because it allows for the breaks, it allows for managing my time well. And also about the rewards, you reward yourself for every milestone. After you've completed everything for the day, you reward yourself maybe to a nice movie, to a nice relaxation, maybe get yourself a nice snack, a nice meal, whatever it is, just to pat yourself at the back and, congratulate yourself, celebrate the small wins. It's very important. And time blocking, using that has really helped me a lot in my study process. Finally, self-compassion. Practice self-compassion. Studies show that self-compassion is important for maintaining mental and emotional well-being, which fosters a positive attitude towards learning. So rather than putting yourself down for the mistakes you've made and all that, practice self-compassion. Acknowledge your efforts and progress. Remind yourself that you're doing your best. Congratulate yourself for even trying. This will fuel a sense of self-worth and belief in your abilities. When you approach studying with self-compassion, you're more likely to engage in deep learning strategies such as critical thinking and reflection, which helps you to retain and comprehend what you are learning better. I listen to myself, and sometimes if I need a break earlier, I take that break. Or if I see I cannot finish learning certain thing, I can, pause and do it the next day. You don't do it all the time, but practice self-compassion. Practice it and remind yourself that, you're doing your best and you will show up. You'll keep on showing up the next day and the next day and the next day. You just doing the best that you can. That's the end of the video. I hope these tips can help you, as you progress or start your learning journey alone by yourself, or self-studies, or studying with others as you're doing your learning process. I hope these tips help and assist you in those ways and make your learning process more enjoyable. Other than that, stay blessed, buy the best, and until next time, stay safe and take care. Cheers.